Okay, we are live again, or this we should be should be live. This you cannot even see. Welcome to DevStream 21. This is now already the fourth stream about the custom navigation line. For the people that are new, we're creating or I am, with a little bit of input of the community. I'm creating a indoor navigation template for Android and iOS. And in this template, I'm using Vuforia, a great framework. There are also other frameworks like Immersal, Multiset, or essentially you can use ARKit or AR Core, but those are a bit more top level, easier to use. So we have this point of interest, we have this line, and at the moment there was a member in the community that asked for a customized line, and he had this cool idea of creating a footsteps. And we're working on that. So at the moment, in last stream, we were figuring out, or we solved the first problem of those 4 problems. The position along the line. So to have this, and this is a footprints object. It has foot left, foot right, and we want to place them along the line. And then in this video, or this stream, trying to work on let footprints in place to work on this so that the footprints spawn in their respective place and they're not mown. This is just for simplicity for solving the first issue. Okay, this is in the editor. We have this simulation mode. Yeah, there is some issue when we arrive. We still have to refactor. At the moment, it's still a bit messed up with the steps and the visualizer because they function similar. Yeah, but now I really want to deep dive into this animation, so I'm gonna solve the problem later. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone's project is going well. Let me know if you need some help. For some students, I've done some tutoring. I'm negotiate on a price, and I can help you out. It's not the goal that I do the homework for you, so there should be still a lot of learning on your side, of course, but I'm always glad to help. Ryan is writing, Daisy, why do you look pale today? You need to be refrigerated. What do you expect after a whole day in front of the computer? Then you look pale. No, I don't know why I'm pale. Maybe my lighting setting. Sorry, I can choose other lighting. Is better. Then is this a? Yeah, it doesn't work so well with the green screen. The warmer light. So I prefer to look gray, pale, gray. Anyways, and it's also because probably I haven't eaten yet, and so I thought all the time I'm talking about pizza in my Discord, and it would be not authentic if I would not eat on the stream at least once. So I'm gonna code a bit, I'm gonna eat a bit. I hope you're fine with that. I got this beautiful pizza Italiano. Beautiful Italian pizza. I don't know what it is, because it's named after the city that I got it from. It has meat on it, cheese, onions, bacon. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a bit of pizza now. You can write in the chat how you're doing. Or at least how Ryan is doing. Make your front saturation close to Smurf's color spectrum harm. I have no idea how this sounds on microphone. I mean, sounds terrible with earphones. So, hey, I'm in Tim. Hi Omar. You have a pizza too? They're warm, I just got it. So if you're completely new, or look at this beautiful math that we solved yesterday, last time. We solved the issue of where to place the footprints along the line. We know where to place it, so we placed it like 1.5 meters in front of the player. Give Omar a slice of pizza. There you go. Pizza coding. This guy is Italian more than the Italians. Why? Okay, so for this stream, we're gonna work on this. All is place friends in sequence. Oh, I love pizzas. Pizzas is just such a good meal, I think. Yeah, your meal. Like if you have I like the where I previously lived in Delamont. There was a Portuguese family that were running a pizza shop, and a shop. It's funny that the Portuguese family is making pizza, but they did really well, and they had a vegetarian pizza, which was super delicious. They had lots of different vegetables on it. I don't like the American pizzas that are like super thick, but the crusty ones from the Italian style is really good. Now I have some drink, and to not endorse any product. I had this funny idea. I don't want to know. I don't want to enclose. No. I don't want to know what I'm drinking, so I don't want to endorse any products. So this is all on the cover. Drinking bad stuff on the cover. Okay. Essentially, what we want to do, what we solved now for is, so we have the guy with his phone. This is showing that this is the camera, and we have this line. It's a bit weird line, but whatever. What we've solved so far now is that we have the position, I think it's 1.5 meters, always in front of the player. So eventually what we want to make now is an animation that when we walk, I figured it this way. When we walk, then the footsteps walk also. When we stop, the footsteps stop also. So the footprints. So yeah. That means that we spawn the spawn footprints, and then Home Alone movie drawing. Yeah. We spawn the footprints and we leave them in place. For now, I think we just leave them in place. I think here we yeah, animation, we were about here. Fade. We're gonna worry about that in the next stream or the next problem. For now, we just want to place the footprints along this line, no matter, and they will just stay there. Okay, so we want to. Oh, screen share connection lost. Try it again. Is my Wi-Fi weak down here? Yeah. Yeah, for the tablet it's a bit far, the router. And to screen share, connect. Did you saw Jania, Lee and Ryan Hodgman work for the Footprint? No. Who was that? Jania, Lee and Ryan. Ryan or Jan? I did some research. They did it?
Hi everyone.
I've seen this. Yeah. I've seen their video.
Tell you about a little experiment we're at for the last
They
year.
do. They send the images to the cloud. They scan and then they do this positioning. Do positioning with AR core.
Cool. But wow.
Yeah, they did footprints as well. I commented on the video. Audio is terrible. 5 years ago. What a comment. Oh gosh. That's so mean. That's, yeah. Because they did a really good job.
For parent-child node relationships.
Just the footprints part. No, I have not. They are, as it looks like they're in plain Android. And we are in Unity, so this is a completely different approach. But let me check if we find it. You're not lying though.
Familiar 2D paths.
When was that? 6 years ago. Oh.
Other possibilities. Possible.
You know the timestamp by chance?
User to fair flat in our user.
I don't see any footprints that I just have. Ah, here. Here we see some footprints.
When it comes to placing 3D objects, we had a couple of good options.
I think even in the AR core demo they have footprints somewhere.
Place translation match interaction neatly without more
maybe here.
Support. Questions will arise when about dragging animation.
His audio is good. I think his audio is.
And weird object would be placed.
Maybe he has no microphone.
Enter the 3D.
Instead, we took a page out of Apple's design book. They've demonstrated a neat placement interaction in their.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean.
I will record.
Consistently communicate and implement.
Here. Come on, show the footprints.
I recorded the thing, the 3D content.
It's in the demo of the beginning of the video. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Zhenya, and
Let's watch
this
and
is
I eat
Ren.
pizza.
We're here today to tell you
Perfect.
about a little experiment we ran over in the past 6 months as part of the innovation team at our group.
Thanks for coming along to our talk. Hopefully you walk away today a little bit inspired by our experiment and the possibilities of using AR Core to unlock problems.
No, it's not audible at all.
But before we get started,
Close the
hands up,
demo.
who in the audience has heard of augmented reality? It's
6
been
years
all
ago?
over
I'm not sure.
Media for the last year.
6
So
years
yeah,
ago?
that should be all of you.
2019? Yeah, I did.
Keep your hands up if you've tinkered with AR yourselves. Everybody? Excellent. And I don't suppose anyone's actually been lucky enough to ship something to the store with AR? No? Alright. Well, it's great to see that so many of you have gotten started playing around with it because
Hi, Ronnie.
we think that AR...
Keep to 346. Okay.
For those of you who watched the keynote for Google I/O this year, you should recognize this next.
Ah, I've seen this part. He's walking into a shop. Yeah, I thought this was so cool. Yeah, now I remember this part very well.
And I'm looking around and I can see certain space which has been identified as point somewhere at it and hey, whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I look down and there's a path in front of me with footprints on the floor and a bit of a crack. I'm gonna start following that.
Yeah, so
And after a few
this is just
ducking
they placed it.
other
They don't have any animation or like walking in front of them.
I find the file I'm looking for, I walk down and there's something flashing in front of me.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
That's a check.
It looks a bit more interactive
And hey,
than just a line. What I'm looking for is something like this. Did I? I'm not sure if I have any reference. Oh, but one question: why ours move? Aha, this moves because I'm updating the position every frame. So this was just to get the positioning done. Now I'm working. I will work on it that it will not move. So first I wanted to get I want to spawn the game object along the line that this is working. So we still have to work on that. And eventually I want that it is like footprints animation. 2D. By the way, is the music too loud? Let me know. I think it's a bit loud sometimes. But I don't know if it's distracting or not. Let's put it down to 45. It's cool. Okay. So I want to have it a bit like in this. I want to show them like walking in front of you, and then also fade away. I think that's a cool idea. One guy had in the Discord. Can we use the detective-looking footprints? Instead of like barefoot. You mean barefoot footprints? Of course, we can change it later. For now, we just leave it with the. Yeah, it looks a bit boring. I agree. But okay, let's focus on this now. So I'm gonna change into code mode. Oh, code viewer. We probably have to work on this or implement it into this, but I'm not gonna completely re-explain it. Otherwise, you can watch past stream. But probably it will make sense for me too to repeat it, just to understand again what's happening. Mm. 1 second. That looks like generic criminal footprints we have seen in most indie games. One you're using right now. That's okay. Okay, so draw footsteps. What I do is we loop over the path corners. Well, I hope I'm gonna finish the pizza. Otherwise, no, it's already cold, but it's okay. Well, it's not cold. It's like lukewarm. So I assume you know what the corners are from the path, from the nav mesh path. Not, let me know in the comments. But we loop over these corners, and only on this is actually not so nice to do a huge if like this, so it's better actually have a undercover soda. It's not nice to have huge ifs like this because it's not very readable. It's always hard to figure out, okay, luckily we have this, but it was better to have the negative form first. So we create the opposite if the path corner is smaller than 2, or E is smaller than the previous, or the second last, then we want to break out of it, right? Yes, yes, then we have no corners at all. So okay. That improves a bit readability. Switch to this. I like to make small commitments, so commits, so that I can trace it better. So we're just gonna call it readability. Okay. Last time I used double slash labeling. What is double slash labeling? Like this? Ah. Or codes was in never, no. Was in never. What do you mean with that? Okay, but so we calculate the current path part distance. Like for this current iteration. And then if it's smaller, then we continue the loop. Why we do continue. And we say, okay, we're still calculating where to spawn it. And then its spawn distance is calculating path. Path part is longer than spawn distance. Spawn point. Then alert by distance. So in this case, we know where the spawn point is. It's this is the case. This case when there's corner 1, corner 2, and it's between those. 1.5 meters is between those, so then we can spawn just here. The harder case is this one where we have multiple corners that are smaller than 1.5 meters. This is just the threshold that we want to spawn it from the player. And then we need to iterate and check, okay, when it is 1.5 meters. That makes sense. Is there a difference between using Git Kraken and GitHub? GitHub is something else than Git Kraken. Git Kraken is just a visualization tool for the Git history. And GitHub is a repository like GitLab. I'm using GitLab. So the equivalent to GitHub would be GitLab. And the equivalent to Git Kraken would be GitHub Desktop, I think. That makes sense. So this is just a visualization tool for repositories for the... and yeah, Git Kraken you have to pay for certain features. I don't know to what extent you can use it free. Yeah, I'm paying like $100 per year, I think. Okay, so we have this spawn point. Then actually what we want to change, we don't want to move it. We want to instantiate new every time. Actually, we want to I already have an idea how we're gonna do this. Look to the next corner. Okay, get active. Position the feed. Here we're setting the position. So at the moment what we're doing is we always set the position to this footprints. Okay, but what we want now is we'll just do it like this. What we want is something like this, right? We want to copy it and place it just like this with this little offset. We can figure out how much this should be. So we need a prefab for this. And then we also need a new parent for adding those. Maybe we do it here, maybe, so they're not just random in the hierarchy. Here past steps between a child. Footprints spawn. This is the spawn object. And then those gonna position 0, 0, 0. Boom. That's where the line is. And we're gonna create a prefab. Footprints. I hope you know what prefabs are. 8 footprints mean the person has 8 legs. Press in the field to do. Can't find anything online. No. What do you mean? The footprints or the navigation line? In both cases, I'm very, very convinced that I'm not doing this the first. Unfortunately, not a lot of devs, they show their work in Unity. Like some they do. But maybe how I solve the footprints now is how never has done it someone before. Someone recent in last DevStream, someone on the Discord, Jason is his name, he commented, "Oh my gosh, don't do it like this. This is a math horror. Do it with shaders." I'm not so trained or good with shaders. Just like basic experience. So I just do it in a logical game object spawning way. Maybe a Unity Pro would do it totally different. Maybe it will be faster, but for me, this is the first feasible approach, so I'm gonna do it like this. Maybe we can even create an asset from this, put it in the asset store. People use it for $2-3 or so. But it's open source anyway, so we're gonna see it. Maybe we can polish it, we can script it so that you can change the footprints, etc. It would be nice to have like this nav line, or you give essentially you give an array of positions and then you draw the footprints between. It would be nice to have a script like that. And maybe this will even be a good goal for us to not tie too much to the AR, but to have a how do you say that in English? Have like a utility class that you can just give positions and then it's doing the rest. That's how scripts should be implemented in Unity. Yeah, animating the footprints will be cool. Asset stored element footprints, $10. Gonna have another slice of pizza. The rest of the slice. It's so messy. It's such an oily pizza. Because there's so much meat on it. Yeah. There could be more vegetables on it. I didn't say that. Burn calories by braining. Yeah. Don't underestimate coding. And get really hungry for coding. More like gaining, yes. I went on a small cycling tour before, so totally fine. $50 seats. Okay, so here should be our spawn. Create refurb from the footprints. Boom. That was wrong. The heck? Ah. I was like, I dragged the sphere into it. Was like, why are the footprints here suddenly? Well, okay. There we go. Now we need to have how should we do that now? As we want to gradually I'm trying to think now how we can create this in a separate script. Maybe we can just have the line. What do we need? We need the line, or not necessarily the line. We need the path corners. So this is X, Y, Z. No, that's not. So this is one entry in the array, and eventually we have an array of those. With the path corners. That's what we need to know where. And then the other thing that we need is we need the player's position. Come on. Also happened last time. And we need the spawn position. Do we need the player's position though? Yeah, we still need it because we don't know. Yeah, so we need to know the player's position so we can have the distance between spawn and player. And then we also need the spawn distance player. So this is this one. And then we also need the spawn distance footprints. This is the distance between two footprints. I wonder if you always create this script now, kind of separate it from this. Or if there was gonna slow down things. I noticed that you don't use AI in your problem solving. Is there a reason for that? You mean like me asking AI to solve the problem? Or like giving code and then give it to Claude AI or ChatGPT? Is that what you mean? So one of the reasons why I try to avoid it in stream is I try to like it helps to understand things deeper if you try to solve it just with the brain and just googling around. Now we can argue that maybe it will enhance or speed it up a bit. Yeah, but I'm a very I should say this. I think I'm maybe more a bit of a conservative coder, so I don't use ChatGPT and Claude AI all too much. I know it for things which I don't know so much. For example, Python. So we have at work this Python script that another colleague created that I don't work on. And when he left, I asked Claude AI to do the changes, and that worked out well because I didn't want to learn all the syntax and get really deep into it. But eventually, yeah, I think it's a bit sad if you try to do simple things and you just ask ChatGPT and then boom, it gives you the answer. and you have no idea what it is. I mean, they explain it very well, and then the second reason why I don't like to use it as much is because sometimes they really lie to you, or they not lie, the wrong word. Lying is like intentionally, maybe they do it intentionally, but they like they're a bit overconfident about their solution, and then when you go deeper into it, it's completely wrong. Like I've had this so many times for JavaScript, for JavaScript project at work, where it was like making up stuff, and then when you go deeper into the documentation and you tell Claude AI about this, and they say, yeah, actually I knew, okay, yeah, blah blah blah, sorry about that. And it's like, okay, yeah, watch for you're making yourself a target for the revolution. I always say thank you. No, not always, but often. So dear AI, if you watch this one in the future, I still like your development, but we human beings, we also need to learn stuff, like do all the jobs for us, please. Or at least so we don't turn into ignorant coders. I think it's a bit, can put it away that, I hope I say this right. Because I don't like coding when I don't really know what I'm doing. That happens sometimes, or maybe often, that you code something and you don't fully understand it, which is okay, because I mean coding is super complex these days, and you have so many layers, you cannot fully understand every layer. But yeah. Now you're right. You're laughing, but I don't know what you're laughing at. So yeah, so to be honest, I've been a bit disappointed with, so I've been disappointed and I've been surprised in projects about coding. So there's some solutions, some for some problems, repetitive stuff and code cleaning, refactoring, and things like this, super cool to use AI, an AI model, because they've been trained well. But then sometimes I've been super disappointed. I was like an hour long trying to fix the weird things that it started to build into, and mixing up solutions, and yeah. So it's both. When I don't know what I'm coding, then I just hit Control S and close the bar. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I don't use AI so much. Problem solving. Because I also think this is a very custom solution. And if there is a way that I need to change something, don't you think AI is essential? Message retract. Essential. I saw your message. You deleted your message. Don't you think AI is essential? I would not say it's essential. It's like the calculator, it can be a good tool, but it's not essential. Like, I think you could survive without AI. This project would not exist without AI probably in this way, because the nav mesh is using AI inside, I think. Some way of AI, because they do wayfinding, or at least it's in the yeah, so they have it in the AI. I assume they do some AI stuff, but potential for the AR field. So there are a couple of companies that do AI in augmented reality to, for example, reduce the point cloud density. So they train models, I think, on how effective and unique some points are in the environment to speed up stuff. If we go really deep, I think, well, to go really deep, I probably cannot answer this question, if it's essential or not. But my assumption is you could do it without AI, but it would take longer, or it would be harder to do, because you deal with massive data, you deal with big data sets when you have this point cloud. So it probably is easier to train a model to make it more effective than doing it with an algorithm that you develop. I have no idea about this. Yeah, because at this point we're using a framework that is very top level, so we have no idea what is under the hood. Well, nobody is not very true, but they use visual inertial SLAM. Inertial SLAM. Is it like that? I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So they do track the points. But yeah, the hardest product I got from $1 billion corporation was that one. I think AI is not essential, but it will speed up things. It will speed up things. It will make things faster, maybe more stable. And something that I've been really interested, not interested, but I've researched a bit the links about was at work where I searched this, but Vuforia and no, it's not about this. It's a bit in oh. There's a Medium article. I quickly check this off stream. I remember I sent those links to someone at work. They're super informative about how the system got developed. Like that. And it's also interesting to see who worked on those. And here we go. Why is ARKit better than alternatives for AR, for example? Go away. And it explains like augmented reality, ARKit, AR Core, and compares everything a bit. This is from 2017 and still very, very current. So it's a bit the backstory. I don't know if you know about this, but it's super, super cool. Interesting. I can post this in the chat. So you have a read by yourself. And what is interesting is that those people, there are a handful of people, according to this article, there are like 10 to 15 people at that time that were capable of creating let me search that. Yeah, this is interesting. a visual inertial odometry, I think it's called. So it's this coupling the gyroscope together with the camera, and then the hard part is not the getting a position or a location. The hard part, as you were explaining this in this article, is reducing the error, the drift. So this is the hard part, and they say only a couple of people they know how to do this well, and those people, they work on crazy missions like Mars rover or laser guided missiles or visual guided missiles, because there it's super important to have a very good location, a very good localization, and it's also a bit sad that the technology like this is driven by like war technology, but voila. Yeah, so visual inertial odometry? How do they call it in the first place? Visual inertial odometry, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to that. VO was implemented at Boston Military Industrial Supplier in mid 2000s. Yeah, so they made it work on one fish eye camera, which is very impressive. Curtis' PhD in Cambridge, where his colleague went on to Vuforia touring developers. Yeah. So it's really cool to see where there are a handful of people that work together, and then they went into different fields, and they all started these products, each a bit a different use case, like HoloLens, autonomy system at Tesla, Vuforia. And then Apple and Google. Yeah, it's really interesting. Oh yeah, here. So this is crazy. Unfortunately, there are only about 20 engineers on Earth with the necessary skills and experience, and most of them work building cruise missile tracking system or mouse rover navigation system, not consumer mobile. But this is crazy. When I read this, like, what the heck? So luckily until today this changed a bit. So there was more, I think this knowledge spread now a bit. I mean, this is because now we have more frameworks, for example, like multiset that I've talked about the channel before. So this knowledge is spreading, and but still crazy that like this knowledge is, yeah, it's kept from a few people in the beginning. Yeah, have a read on this. Very interesting. Let's see if they talk about AI. How can I search AI as of... Ah, here. Okay, have a AI. Understand the intent. Ah, I haven't finished reading it yet. I think I read until here. Yeah, there's a collaboration part as well. But it's very impressive how this is explained, especially the part about combining the gyroscope with the camera. Thinking frames. Anyways, we drifted a bit, so this is a very good topic to deep dive if you want to fully understand, or more deeply understand how AR works. Yeah, I should have eaten pizza in that time. You can read the article while I eat pizza. Okay, now let's code a bit. With parent. Oh, I forgot to write in notified stream in Discord. Oh, that I'm streaming, but never too late. Streaming. And I brought pizza. Encode the PNG of pizza slice in your code work, and if someone removes the PNG, the program will not work. Good idea. Bottomless soda, why? Sorry. So let's get some coding done still. Otherwise, this will be just pizza eating stream. So what we want to have is we want to have the prefab. Put and friends prefab. Dan is falling asleep. So here we have the footprints prefab. Left foot, right foot. The thing is we'll... I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have a separate script with them. Yeah, I think we have. I think we'll create a separate script. That makes sense. To control the left and right. Yeah. So they go to script. Abilities. Also move the air path steps here. So we have the footprints. Yeah. And here we're gonna have the public game object, left foot, public game object, right foot. The parent is this object, so and then we have well, we're probably gonna need those for the animation later. Leave that. Then we have a public void at visibility. Oh, enable. How are we gonna do this? Enable left foot. We have this method and we say, okay, left foot. Active is enabled. We can have a function to enable, disable it. Enable. Enable. Like so. I'm planning to add sound effect to the app to make it interactive, so it'll be bothering next days on. Make it interactive. Oh, cool. Sound effects where? When you arrive at the destination or the footsteps. At Resident Evil remake. Walk. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds cool. Sound effects are not so easy, but well, depends. If you go check into those, into the chickens, there is sound. They have an audio source. And check a bit in the Easter egg controller or the chicken behavior. Check the chicken behavior. Eventually, you want to have a sound source with an audio assigned. Okay, where is it? Sound. Turn ahead and make sound. Animation. Sound play. That's it. Play. Stop. Yeah. Depends how difficult you want to do it. But yeah, let me know. Okay, that sounds good. Or at least this is enable left foot, enable right foot. Now we need to assign this. Well, let's just leave it for that now. Now we need to have the prefabs. prefab, we're gonna add the footprint script here. Sign left foot, right foot, boom. And then in the past steps, now we need to think. Where do you want to spawn it? We want to spawn it either here. Position the feet. Ah, we want to spawn it here. So what we want to do is we want to differentiate so. The footprints prefab. And while I've done instantiate, how we do that? Game object instantiate the position and the rotation. Like that. Position is this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, why is it working for the other one? Ah, Unity Engine Vector 3, yeah. Ah, and here it does a cast automatically. Okay. Interesting. Can I do it just like that? Yep. Okay, so that spawns it. And then it's looking to the next corner, I think. Feed parent. Does it return the? Does it? Yeah. Game object. Game object. New feed. Yeah, just kind of feed. Ah, it's going to the next corner. Yeah, it's looking to the next corner. And then new feed. And then the feed parent, or this is the spawn. Should be spawn f rent spawn. Maybe disable it. We enable it. When should we enable it? We also have to worry about that when you enable it, when you disable it. We have been doing the work for the footprints for a month now. Yes. That's normal. I mean, I've been working on it only like 2 hours per week, so this is nothing. Coding takes time. And especially coding it more or less well, not just hack it or let AI do it and then it's working, but we don't know how. It's also not the idea of this channel. So maybe it's gonna take another month until we have a good solution. Who knows? Okay, new feed. They can look at the target position. And then let's not, yeah, we want to deactivate it. Why? Oh, we don't need to. But we want to set the parent. Where's the parent set? And set parent. Did I remove this? Ah, maybe we didn't have it, but we want to set the parent of this game. Just done new feed, parent transform set parent. Yes. Footprints. Boom. And then we break out of this loop. So what will happen? It will not work. Now it will look funny, I think. It will generate a lot of, as we walk, it will generate a lot of footprints. At least that's what I imagine what will happen. It will not have the distance because we didn't define the distance yet between the wait a minute. We have not assigned it. We need to assign footprints prefab. Footprint spawn. Left foot, right foot, we don't need here anymore. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem, of course. Left foot. Ah, no. We haven't even implemented here. I forgot about the chicken. Okay. Now it should work. We already see foot. Bro, Google your code. Just one so I can feel better about myself. Google your code. What do you mean Google your code? What should I Google? How to create footprints with Unity. I did that in last stream. And they were not very good results. Maybe I didn't search long enough, but do that in a while, yes. I actually Google a lot at work when I do stuff, but at the moment I know the basics for what I want to do, and now it's just figuring out how to code it correct. So sometimes, yeah, there are different stages in a project. Sometimes you need to Google a lot, look into the docs. But essentially what I do now is simply just applying the correct steps to each other, you know what I mean? But I Google a lot on during work. Normal work day. Unless I have to do repetitive things or things I already know. Like in this case, I already know now how to solve it, but just a matter of time and a matter of steps. Now, raising the pitch tries to keep up with the velocity and the appearance of the footprints. Can the sound? Oh, come on, we're not at the sound yet. We need to. Okay, now we have the problem. It doesn't spawn anything. We don't know why. Oh wait, we don't even. Let's check. They should come here. They should be assigned here. So we choose a destination, and I know this is not well, but okay, now when we walk, should be here. Why are they not here? Is enabled? Enabled? Ah, maybe because our condition is wrong. Did we check this? I think we checked this before. But just to be sure, let's do a debug. Path too short. No feed. So this could be a case that we don't even get here. Yeah, why are they not spawning at all? Absolute legend here that Google, not everyone is slave to your search engine. Yeah, use it as a tool. I mean, yeah, there are great forums out there that help find a good solution. I find a good. Ah, too short, no feed. What the heck? Okay, we messed up this. If the path corners. Ah. Oh yeah, this is. What was the condition in the beginning? If it's. Ah, of course this is wrong, yeah. This has to be the opposite as well. Usually I should be able to just commit one line. They stop that. Okay, whatever. Okay, fix that. Delicious pizza, but there's definitely vegetables missing. What was it called? Steenhof? Unnefeld. Big burger. No pizza. Salad, dürüm, sandwich, box. They don't even have the pizzas on here, and here they have pizzas. Maybe they just do pizzas on the side. Yeah, but I ordered it over our other side. But yeah, it's weird that I cannot search their pizzas here. This pizza. Ketchup on your pizza. No. The Italian mafia will come and find me. They'll come and make me cook pizza the rest of my life. Let's check. Yeah, that's what I expected. No, it's working. They're all here. So the problem is there's so many. This is like called 60 times per second. Eating pizza the rest of your life sounds like a dream. No, I think the Italian mafia is gonna make me cook, bake, or make pizza the rest of my life and deliver them to you, to them. If I put ketchup on my pizza. I'll have to cook them, freeze them, and send it to them. So they can sell it on the black market. It looks like IKEA forklift tracks. Yeah, so there are multiple things we're doing wrong. I'm doing wrong. Obviously only want to spawn it once. And this is like coroutine that is... here we need to check. Okay, we only want to spawn it once per spawn point. And then we need to keep track of the distance between the player and the spawn point and spawn the next distance only when there is a difference, right? Check this on there. So we need to like to these two problems. Can you connect the position tracker of the player and the footprint spawn rate? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna need to keep track of those. I'm gonna do that just in an array, if necessary. Or just a boolean. Okay, we spawned. And then we just need to wait until we need to spawn again. Like the observed distance. Yeah, I think this is enough. But maybe we also need to have a boolean. So that, because I mean this is called so many times that we say, okay, it's already spawned, we need to wait. Then we only spawn it once. But I'm thinking also maybe overthinking this. Ryan wants to play DayZ. How long are we streaming, by the way? 1.5 hours. Okay. So we don't want to go even into here when we know the distance between the last spawn point and the player is smaller than, let's say, how much should that be? Distance between those two footsteps. Let's ask Google or Omar. What is the average footsteps distance? The average person has a stride length of approximately 2 to 2.5 feet. Well, in centimeters. Wow. Can do is okay. 2.5. 30 inches in centimeter. 76. I'm testing on my legs. 76. Let's take 75. Yeah, we googled something for Omar, so he's happy. Or should we ask ChatGPT? It would be crazy if we would track the bouncing of the phone together with the distance speed. It's all doable. And then we know the distance between, we know approximate distance between the footsteps of the user. We could track that, but that would be so over-engineered. We could adjust the size of the footsteps that it matches with the person walking. And then when you run, the footsteps will also start to run. No. Let's not make it too crazy. Me totally not using ChatGPT to find illegal prompts. I don't know what you do illegal. Load feed spawn distance. Feed spawn distance is correct. Spawn point distance. Let's just call it that. Uh, 7.5 we said. Distance between footsteps. Distance from player to first footsteps. Okay. The distance. We have the camera, so this is the player. Then we have the spawn point. We need to keep track of the last spawn point. Transform. Oh, this is a vector 3. And spawn point? Or last spawn point? Hmm. Could have just an if here. If wait, the path estimation utils, we have this. Calculate the distance between two positions. Distance. Well, vector 3 distance and 2 positions, yeah. If distance, vector 3. And then we have AR camera form and last span point. If this is smaller, than 1 point of feet spawn distance, then yield break. Oops. My brain feels laptomas. Hi Ryan. Good night. Take some rest. For school tomorrow. So we don't want to draw anything or spawn anything. Rat slap emoji. That's goodbye. Is that better? Some funny emojis here in the chat. Okay, so if the distance between the position of the camera and the last spawn point is smaller than the feed spawn distance, but for the first one we don't have one. Wait, hopefully don't sleep with YouTube open. It's spawn distance. If it's not null, if it is null, then we don't want to do it. Then we don't want to break. Then we want to calculate and spawn. This is the first one. Okay. So then the last spawn point, assign here. And spawn, transform. Right. That makes sense. So then we should not spawn in between, but then we still will have, I think. Yeah, let's check it out. What happens? I think we'll still have too many because it will be multiple frames per second. So we need to check that we only spawn it once and then boom, till the next. Yeah, see? So it's spawning the whole time. Where are we? Oh. Yeah. So it's. But now when we walk, dang it. What happens? They have a bit of a distance between them, but probably not enough, huh? Oh wait, we can change it here. Is this distance too small? Let's say 1.5. Nope, somehow this distance doesn't work. Oh, here it did. Okay. Aha, not null. No, we don't set it to null. We always opted with the new one, yeah. So how can we have now this mechanism of only spawning it once for one like heat spawn distance, and that we don't spawn in between? Don't need the public. Where do we set it to? And why do we set it false? The thing is, so we come here. So we spawned it, we say, okay, is spawned true, yes. But then where do we reset it? Yeah. Should we say here is spawned by false? No. We want to have it is spawned true for this. But we also need to check for it somewhere, right? Where do we check for it? That means it will always toggle. That's not good if it's... Aha! Each one is smaller. In this case, when we come here, okay, so it's bigger. Distance is bigger than the feed spawn distance. That means that means we want to spawn it, right? But we only want to spawn it once. So once it's spawned, then we also want to yield break. And only the first time do it. Does that make sense at all? It's spawned. In the beginning, let's think the beginning, this is false. Okay, it's not false. Yeah, it's false. Then we not yield break. We spawn it, it's true. And then we come here. And it will not spawn again. I will just go into this break all the time. And then when how do we know this case? I've complete blackout now. It's so easy, actually. No, it's a simple toggle that we do it once and then we do it once and then we set the toggle. But then when do we reset it? That's the question. I think it's if it's spawned. Because we know at this point, we know, okay, it's bigger. Distance is bigger than the feed spawn distance here. Ah, it's closed again. Tablet is sleeping. Wait. The distance will become smaller. So what we essentially want is, yes, we want to observe this distance, but we want to instantiate a new spawn when this distance in player and last spawn actually the last spawn, becomes smaller. It will become smaller, right? Because we're getting closer to this. So if this is minus 0.5 minus this feed spawn distance or something. .75. So this would be 0.75. Then we want to spawn the new one. This is not correct. So this is actually spawn point distance minus the feed spawn distance. If this distance is smaller. Yeah, that was the mistake that we made in the first place. But then we still haven't figured out the toggle. We spawned it and then we only spawn it the next time. So it spawned true. Then we break out anyways. It has to be in this condition, otherwise. But this will, if not spawned. But that will only work once. The problem. Blackout, but it's weird. A weird situation. So let's think this again. We want a toggle that we know that we spawned it. Now we want to prevent from this happening when we already spawned. So this point is spawned true. Then the next time I want to come here, hey, we're still below this. If it's already spawned, then we also want to yield break. We need 2 toggles. Could also do it with numbers. Right. So last one point is not null, and the distance is smaller. Okay. Then if it is spawned, then we also want to yield break. But only yeah, this won't work because then I would only spawn the first one. We need to reset it at some point. If we are smaller, then we want to break it. Okay. Yeah. But then if it is true, if one of either it's the first case, then we ignore this. When it's bigger, then we ignore this. When this is false, then we ignore this. Okay. Now, if isBound is true, we now go into this. Also not good. Like this. That makes sense. So first spawn, and I just write it out because it's that's a bit of the bad scenario when we have to reverse the logic like in negative sense. First spawn and smaller and smaller than spawn distance and already spawned. Oh, maybe rename it to already spawned. Maybe it's a bit less confusing. Is already spawned. Not gonna change anything, but maybe for the brain. So if it's already spawned, then we don't want to spawn anymore. Okay. See what happens. Problem is that we're never gonna. Nah. I need to take a break from this. Yeah, so we're still spawning like crazy. Oh, can't look like that twice. Yeah, there's still something not logical. I feel like this should be an or like. One point in that null. Let's see, when we go into here. When smaller. Okay. Just try stuff. If it's already spawned, that's also logical. Then we don't want to do it, right? Now maybe between those two, we need to reset it. If this is confusing to me. Why do we need this? Because we need it for this, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need an opposite case of this. So if this is bigger, which is the case when you come here, is I'll respond to false. But the problem with this is this is gonna happen then all the time. Like, this would have to be outside of this function, right? And this is never gonna happen. You know what I mean? I'm stuck. That happens sometimes. Code. Okay, I'm quickly gonna take a break. Okay, so here we go again. Check if this is actually makes sense. One point distance is this 1 point. Ah, has to be reversed. Let's rename this. Distance between footprints. Well, maybe that was the issue. Why it was not working, but still. Like that. Because then we update the last position and then it should be smaller again. You know what I mean? But then why do we have this? Because then if you would stood still, it would still spawn a lot, you know what I mean? No, that doesn't make sense. If it's already spawned... Let's just test this first. So good. Gosh. Yeah, sound is expected. Oh, come on. Come on. What? Ask AI. You can ask AI on my behalf. You have the permission. I'm stubborn. Because it's like a logical error, a logical thinking issue. Which I should be able to solve. Maybe if it's already... Maybe I should have asked it before. If... already spawned... I don't use AI for the heck's sake of this video. I don't even know how to explain the problem. And that's maybe the problem. That's when you know that you've written bad code. You don't know anymore how to describe the problem. Maybe, yeah. Let's try it. I give in the temptation. Oh. Okay. But let me think first. I have to think first of the problem. I have this rating. That already helps explaining it to someone, which I'm doing already in the stream, but let's do this again. Like the thinking out loud method is in programming very useful. But write it down maybe helps. I'm creating site Unity to draw a footprint. I call the update method. I want to spawn footprints. The moment the footprints are found every frame per second, but I only want on footprint once per spawn point. Maybe we need to rephrase that, but let's get it. Only want to spawn the friends when the distance only want to spawn the footprints. On spawned every frame per second, which is unnecessary. Only spawn them once per spawn position. The position be spawn distance away from the AR object and last. This is the I have so far. Can you please, being really polite, this might be a bit complex, but let's see. Super complex function. Check if we are far enough from him to spawn first and alert by distance. We already have alert by distance. But okay. Fixed position tracking. Now we store the actual spawn position in the last spawn point rather than the parents. Oh. Didn't we do that? Improved distance checks. Add a duplicate prevention before spawning. We need to check if one already exists on that location. That's also good. Just the loop to prevent out of bounds areas with the path corners array. Made the code more readable with clear variable naming. Okay, let's check. So distance between. Check if we're close enough to the last spawn point to avoid spawning too frequently. Distance between footprints. Aha, yeah. Don't have to subtract that. Yeah, right. Okay, this is one. And then this check if we're far enough from camera to spawn the first footprint. I'm not sure if I understand that correctly. Camera position. If camera position to path corner. Yeah, that's not correct. This is just the first one. Feed spawn distance. Okay, first footprint. Yeah, okay. Aha, that means okay, this is the same, this is the same. Front corner. Aha, this is for the readability. He said, okay. Yeah, that helps, that's true. Good idea, let's do that. Aha. -1 to prevent that it's going outside, yeah. And then this is obsolete. This. We only loop until to the second last. So we can... Yeah, he also got rid of that. That makes sense. But... it doesn't check for this one. If it's only one corner. But still have that. Ah, we already have that before. Oh gosh, that's ugly. Okay. Yep. Good. Then here we simply say next corner. Thanks, Omar. And thanks, Load AI. Then we have this. This is the same. Now here, this is the same. Spawn point. Check if you already have a footprint in this position. Ah, this is interesting. Oh, okay, that's also a way to do it, yeah. But then we always come... Why do we only check this here and not before the for loop? No, that's a kind of a cool... Yeah, I'm gonna ask. Can we check if put and footprint on check exists be checked. But the thing is, we don't know in the loop. What is this? Weird. Never seen this. Where's the check? We still have this check. If there's This is good stuff. Camera position is I'm not sure if we need this, because I feel like no, we check it out. We check it out. Yeah, thanks to Glodia. Yeah, sure helps, especially in situations like this when you're stuck. Ah. Something? What is this song? Are you hearing the same thing I do? Oh, save? I saved, yeah. This is correct, right? Yeah. Let's check again. Draw footsteps. If there's no last spawn point, which in the first case is the case, so it's gonna just ignore that. Then we're just gonna go through. Wait, let's see what really happens. Let's first go through again. All respawned, we can get rid of, huh? Yes. Okay, then here we set it. On point. Ah, this is still different. Okay, I think we're doing a mistake here. Footprints. Of course. Oh man. Yeah, like it said here. Fixed position. Because the parent is always the same. Oh man, I was using this position, the footprint spawn, here, for last spawn point. But like it said, we want to use the spawn point. Yeah, like it here. Last spawn point, spawn point. Oh my gosh. Then we never update the spawn point in the calculation. But that's why it creates so many when we walk. Let's see. I'm actually nervous now. This is still not good. Why are you spawning so many? Let's see. We walk. I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, and then going back and forth is a different story. I have to figure that out as well. But something we're missing. Distance from last spawn. Last spawn point. Air camera transform position. Distance between footprints. Let's debug that. If it didn't detect the changes, can happen also. Can close the scene, another scene. If any other scenes. But that happens very rare. Or maybe we have errors. No, we don't have errors. Okay, distance from last spawn. That's already weird. Distance from last spawn. Are we using the wrong distance? The thing is the distance between the spawn, no, the air camera and the spawn. Now we still have to think. The distance between the spawn. Let me share it again. The distance between the spawn and the player is always 1.5. So this will never be the case. You know what I mean? Distance between friends. Like that's what I try to understand here already. So we have the player, we have the spawn. But we're talking about the spawn. Yeah, I feel like we have to subtract this. Distance between footprints. Yeah, I see it does recognize the changes. It's recompiling. Oh, I don't get it. But what does it say? Right. If it's bigger. .95. When do we want to spawn? I haven't made far enough from the last one, so we need a new one. I mean, this is break. So if the distance between last spawn point and the player if the distance from here to here, it has to be smaller than this 0.75, right? Because then we know we can spawn the next one 1.5 meters away. Last spawn point. Oh, that doesn't matter. Yeah, it has to be smaller. No, bigger. When it's bigger, then it's... As long as it's bigger, then we want to yield break. When it's smaller, then we want to do it, right? Fingers crossed. Please work. Yeah. Now we have no footsteps at all. Huh? The heck? Why it's not spawning at all now? Yeah, so the logical error that we made is we thought it in a positive way, so already good. Yeah. Okay. Distance from last spawn, but not null. Wait a second. Ah. This cannot be null. What is it in the first place? Mm-hmm. That can never be null. A vector 3 cannot be null. That's maybe why they used it, but that's wrong here. Yeah, this cannot be null. That's interesting. Give it a nonsense value. What is a nonsense value of a vector 3? There's no nonsense value of a vector 3. This is also not correct. Is first spawn, we could say. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah. Let's spawn first footprint. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it's just doing this. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's true. What's this? 0 abbreviation. We don't need to make this public anyways. How's it checking now for this? Ah, just set it here. Voila. Let's see. Oh, this is good. Yeah, man. Hey, it doesn't work when I go backwards. Well, it works when I go forward. Nice. That was cool that I know it in beforehand, before you see the stream. Ah, I know it like seconds before. I don't know what the delay is. Okay. Okay. Maybe we play with the values a bit. Finally, yes. Maybe let's decrease this to 1 meter. And this we also decrease to maybe 5. The footsteps can be a bit closer, I feel. Let's see it from top. It looks better than I thought it would be. Yeah, it looks cool. Still very far from each other, I feel. Right, it's way too far. Ah, that here and the... Ah, because we adjusted it. So let's set it here too. Maybe even less. Let's do 3. 30 centimeters. Because they should be still visible in the... Ah, what is happening? Why do we get errors now? Ah, we already arrived, or what? Yeah, we need to fix it there. Why are they not spawned anymore? Yeah, maybe we should fix it there too. Wait, we didn't change anything in the code. We did this. Why does that have any impact? No, congrats. Not working. Huh? The heck? Huh? Did we change something? Did I change something? Reduce it. The full step does not move anymore either. Yeah, that was the idea. I jinxed it. Yeah. You rejoiced too early. Huh? What the heck? There's one error though. Ah, this is from the nav mesh. Happens. What the heck? Yeah, that's an error from the navigation library. I don't think that should cause a problem to us. Okay, so the first are cloned. Then I move. This from last spawn. Oh, come on. 1.4. Ah, there it is. There it is. What the heck? Why is it working now? Dude. Huh? Yeah, when I tried to reduce it, then I suddenly had problems. I don't get it. Yeah, so this is when we arrive. Let's try to fix that. Yeah, we don't need that. Well, we need it, but Huh? Someone explain, please. Yeah, we leave it in for now. I mean, we do it twice because we have the line activated as well. Why did it work though? Yeah, why is it working now? I don't know. It's weird. Air path steps. Let me. Why is there a line render here? You're always a bit delayed, so I'm not sure what you're seeing. Let's see. Let's highlight the air camera. No, it's not working. But why? Huh. Maybe. Ah. The problem is probably it's not working, it's working. Problem is maybe still a logical thinking error. Let's see. Yeah, so if I follow the path exactly, then it works. Okay. If I move a bit on the side, yeah, like this, my state. If I move a bit on the side, then it doesn't work anymore because the distance will always grow. You know what I mean? Because we have this check. If you're further away, need a kind of collider. Yeah, the problem is we have to assume that the person is not following the line. Maybe because it's walking around, so we cannot check on this. We actually need to check. Oof. So if I follow the line, hey, I follow the line, come on. Nope. Yeah, here it's working. Here it didn't work. Oof. Ah. You know why it didn't work here? You know why it doesn't work here? Because of this continue. Because of this continue. Oh, damn. Corners, yeah. Because with the corners. Because here this is a special case where we have multiple corners and where we have this special case. And it works for the non-special case, it works. But here we have this case where we just do continue. And then the last span position, of course, is far away. But why? We spawn, and we keep the spawn position. And then we loop. Hmm. Ah. Maybe those and those, they're... No. Wait, this is inside the loop. Wow, the stream is already not 3 hours, gosh. Need to come to an end. Okay, but the problem is with these corners. Yes. Yeah, we check if this feed spawn distance is... I mean, this should work how we did it, right? But what about this? This is before. But this should not be a problem. But why are we not spawning hoods here? Friends. That's the question. So let's test, for example, table. Ah, that's maybe too close. Yeah, but we should still be able to. Maybe it's reduce that to 3. That's okay. Let's set this to 1. They're a bit closer. What the heck? Why is it not working? We messed up something with the script. I don't know what we changed. Table. Why are we already arrived? Gosh. It's so big. Ah, the table collider is so big. maximum confusion. Let's have a straight line. This straight line. Are we having any corners? There's one corner. Aha. Yeah, it has to do with the corners somehow. Why are there no friends? But when distance between path corners are smaller than feed spawn distance. Is it this one? Come on, AI. I'm curious. Okay. I wonder how many questions I can still write. Many prompts. That's free tier. Well, I'm just gonna do this whole thing. Try it. This is weird somehow. I've never seen this. Why we do this? Three hours already, Josh. Yes. Too long. Last try. Yep. Nope. Didn't fix the issue. See what I mean? We gotta know what we're doing. And then yeah, I had the experience that sometimes when you correct, it makes mistakes. We will have to check exactly what changed. Sometimes they make stuff up. either some things that are not yet clear. Reached a good checkpoint, yeah. Actually good. Yeah, so that got worse. So I'm gonna revert this. Gonna leave this like this. Check. Yeah, then we address the issue next time. Why not? Printing between those. Make the kit slider oh so small. Check what. Thing is, where I walked. A problematic, I think, is that we only do it when it is smaller. Right. Aha, I think we should not use break here, because then we cannot run the checks to check if we want to spawn. That's a problem. As long as we're not in this range, we're not making these checks. That doesn't work. Like, in this case, just don't want to spawn, but we still want to check. No, wait. What do we want to check? Want to go through the... We do the first one. Base lab, hello. On the navigation line, yes. Yep. So we got so far that trying to figure out the problem. Maybe it's too small. Let's check. That's a very small radius. Right. That should work. Yeah, so it works a bit. The problem is that we have now. Well, it's already too late. Is it still based on the Unity nav mesh? Yes. Yes, so we have this nav mesh line from the renderer. Oh, this is interesting. Why is it messing up? I still need to figure out why this is happening. But yeah, too late now for any further thinking, as this is already... Yeah, I've been working on it already 3.5 hours. So we got a bit... We had a little bit of progress, so we can spawn them more or less. Aha! We're here now back to 0.35. Okay, this is not good. Let's try this. I'd like to reproduce your project to test will it work on macOS. Yes. Yes, you can check out the repository, and obviously to run it in real life you need to have Android or iOS build. Okay, but this is... Maybe it was not working. Yeah, so this is already a good checkpoint, like Omar said. We have some footsteps. Follow the line. We go backwards. Doesn't work, but yeah. Thanks. I was stuck at some positions and then I asked Load AI to fix stuff. That helped. What if I go away from the line? That's also an issue. If I go away from the line, yeah. We have to still check this edge cases. And we have to fix this error. There's some value that's setting. We take now a completely different route. Okay. Let's conclude the stream here. Hope your firework project works so well. Yeah, my firefighter project is a bit in sand or on ice, or I'm not working on it. A friend of me is working on it. Working on a truck. Yeah, because I cannot work full-time, work on this and another. That's a bit much at the moment. Maybe a bit in the future, but yeah. Yeah, so if he skipped this, that's a bit of a problem. If he accidentally skip it, that's still an edge case. You have to make sure if we like, yeah, have to figure out how we do that. But okay, we have footsteps. We have footsteps. I still have to record that. We have footsteps. Footsteps. Not perfect, but we have footsteps. Make it bigger. Game, where's the game? Start this again. Delete it. Can I delete it? No. Make it bigger. Make this bigger. Board. Good progress. Thanks, man. Quite tough. Boom. That's it for today. Oh, I think it's saved automatically, but that's yes. That's it for today. Yes, it's already a month working on this custom nav mesh line. Luckily we made some progress. But yeah, still not satisfied, but we get there. We'll also try to fix these edge cases and yeah. Have to fix this, and then we also want to towards this edge case, walking back and forth, changing the line, or like walking away from the line, obviously when you change directions. So yeah, that'll be fun. But cool to have exchange with you in the comments. Thanks so much. Ask questions if you want, join the Discord if you want, and let me know what you think of this feet footprints. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye bye.